wanted the best? You've got the best podcast, the hottest podcast in the world. The Chris Voss Show, the preeminent podcast with guests so smart you may experience serious brain bleed. The CEOs, authors, thought leaders, visionaries, and motivators. Get ready. Strap yourself in. Keep your hands, arms, and legs inside the vehicle at all times, because you're about to go on a monster education roller coaster with your brain. Now, here's your host, Chris Voss.
Hi, folks. It's Voss here from thechrisvossshow.com. There you go, ladies. When the Iron Lady sings it, that makes it official. Welcome to the big show. As always, the Chris Voss Show. 16 years, 2,800 episodes, when the handful of oldest still broadcasting regularly podcasts in the world. What can you say about that? And we're still kicking butt and taking names. So be sure to refer the show to your family, friends, and relatives. Goodreads.com/Chris Voss, LinkedIn.com/Chris Voss, Facebook.com/Chris Voss, and YouTube.com/Chris Voss. Today we have an amazing young lady on the show. We're going to talk about her books that are just wonderful. Love stories. We love love stories, don't we, folks? Doesn't everybody love good rom-com or romance and all that stuff? Love is the thing that keeps the world alive. Title of her book is entitled Letters Telling Our Love Story, out February 3rd, 2026 by Wanda Jennings. She's a multi-book author. We're going to get into it with her and all that good stuff. Welcome to the show, Wanda. How are you?
Thank you. I'm doing very well. I'm in Texas now.
Texas. There you go. So give us any .coms, social media. Where do you want people to find you on the interwebs?
Okay. I'm on Facebook. That's basically it.
Okay.
You can email me at wandajenningsbook@gmail.com.
Okay. And so give us a 30,000 overview. What's in your book, Letters Telling Our Love Story?
Okay. Well, my husband and I were going to college in 1966 and 67. And during the college year, we met and we are having a romance, going to dating and things. And then in the summers, we went off to make money. So each of us went one way or another and tried to make money. So we started writing letters back and forth to each other. And it just increased our love and showed how much love we had for each other.
There you go. And you've written 3 books now about love letters, haven't you?
Yes.
There you go.
The first one I think was so Brian's grandparents in World War I, back in 1918, I think, got married. The next day he went off to World War I.
Wow.
And left her sitting in Texas. So they wrote letters back and forth the whole time, and they kept those letters. They are keepers of letters. And so I was given those letters, and I typed all those up and put them into a book that's available on Amazon called, what you said, Love Letters from the Sailor to Her Sailor, something like that. And then another set of letters, Brian and I were teaching Eskimo children in the bush of Alaska, and it's a very different culture and a very different way of living. And he wrote letters, and I think I wrote a few of them, and to his parents, and they kept all of those. And so a few years ago, I took all those letters and wrote them, typed them up, and put them into a book.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. And what's the importance of love letters, especially maybe the tactile version, the way it used to be when it was kind of acoustic and you had to write these things out, and what was the importance of love letters? Why are those important to us as human beings, I guess?
I think it's because you have a visual, you have something in your hand saying that you love each other. With text and other things today, you don't have that as much. So I think this is a real, and you had to wait for them. You waited till the letter got there. It was 2 or 3 days after it'd been written, or maybe a week, and you finally get the letter. So yes, there's a lot of important things in there.
Yeah, you made me realize a little epiphany today that kind of all this texting that people do in romance now, back and forth or emailing, is kind of like old what you and I growing up knew as love letters. But there was something about the tactile nature of that. It's like I still like reading a newspaper, like a real paper newspaper. There's something I
Yes.
find glorious about that. Maybe because I'm old and my eyesight's gone and I can, I need something I can see that's
Yes.
bigger. But I mean, just I don't know, having the whole thing there and folding it out and kind of having some control over it. And our brains enjoy three-dimensional stuff. Our brains don't work well with this 2D screen crap. And so, yeah, I mean, I mentioned to you before the show, me and my girlfriend wrote love letters back and forth to each other in high school because her parents wanted to see her. And so it was a forbidden love, something like that. I don't know. Anyway, they wanted her to go back to the previous boyfriend who actually had let's see, I think had done what they were afraid I would do. And yeah, they didn't. I mean, they would call the school, and so we would have to pass love letters back and forth to each other in a romance, and then get together in different classes and sneak away sometimes. I don't know what that means, but yeah, I mean, I still have them. I several years after I bumped into her, and I said, "Hey, do you still have those my letters I sent to you? Because I have your letters you sent to me." And she said, "Yeah." And I said, I'd like to make copies of them, so I got a copy, and she never cared to ask for them back. So I have both sides. So
Oh, good.
I've often thought about publishing a book of those letters.
You could do that. Publish a book of your letters.
Oh. Yeah, I mean, I think it's amazing. It's wild the stories of people, and there were a lot of people back in the day that did that in World War I and World War II, where they got married and then they took off for duty, war.
My parents did that. Yes.
Yeah, that's wild, isn't it? Though.
Yeah.
And can you imagine you marry somebody and then they're gone the next day? I know some marriages that pretty much they should have that should have been the where they started because that's about where they ended. So some of these love letters, you guys are in 1966. You fell in love in college, then you were separated during the next 2 summers. Tell us about how that worked. What was that like, and what sort of stress or issues that put on the relationship?
Well, going back and looking at the letters, we weren't certain that we wanted to get married. We talked about it a little bit. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
We actually got engaged once and then got unengaged, decided no,
really?
that wasn't what we wanted to do. And so we wrote some more letters and now just that kept our love going, our relationship going. But we were also dating other people, just trying to decide if that's what we wanted to do.
Oh, that sounds like modern texting to me. That's usually what a lot of people are doing now. They have a whole mess of people they're talking to, and we call in pickup culture we call that plate spinning. And it's but they're still texting each other. Yeah, whatever. But so now it says you fell in love in college, but then you were separated during the next 2 summers. So were you together when it wasn't summer for those next 2 summers?
Then the school year, September through May.
Oh, okay.
We were in college together. Then it was summertime, and both of us needed to make some money.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. First summer, I went to we were at Texas Tech in Lubbock, Texas, and I went to Big Bend National Park and was a maid making up the beds in the rooms, and worked there for about half of that summer until I got into an accident and went back home for a while. And then the second summer, he was in ROTC. The Vietnam War was going on, and he had to go to summer camp for ROTC that summer. So we were separated for that reason.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So there you go. I mean, love. Is it true that love or separation makes the heart grow fonder or something? I think
so. Yes.
It's when you miss people that maybe you appreciate them more.
Yes, you keep wishing they were back around, and you miss them. Yes.
Yeah. Which is probably different from when they're around all the time. You get sick of them, maybe. I don't know.
No.
So, this romantic thing of writing these love letters and doing this dance of romance for sometimes years that people do you think that leads to better relationships, maybe a better appreciation of each other when you finally do get to spend, daily time together?
I think it did for us. We
Hmm.
got to know each other a lot better.
Oh,
I
really?
think we both shared our emotions a lot more
Hmm.
than we would sitting in a car and talking, going out to eat dinner. I don't think we shared our love nearly as
Really?
much in those as we did in these letters.
Maybe more married people need to write love letters
Okay.
to each other.
Yes.
I don't know. Yeah, some, it seems like romance and love is harder to find in today's world than ever before. So, and I know people that are writing these text messages back to each other eternally. But the funny thing is, they never meet. Did you guys
Oh,
fall in love before you started writing the letters back and
oh,
forth? Or
absolutely. Yes. Well, we met playing a game called Winkum. Ever heard of Winkum?
was that the
Winking.
old wood stuff where you build cabins and things?
No, it's
Oh,
a game we're at our church activity place. They had a game, and the girls all sit in chairs, and a man stood behind each girl. And then there's one chair that's empty, and a man stands behind it. And he
mhm.
looks around the room and gets a girl looking at him, and he winks at that girl. And if she winks back, she jumps up. If the man behind her doesn't ask her to sit down there, she jumps up and goes to see him. So Brian winked at me. I jumped up and went and sat with him.
Was he a cute guy? I guess.
Yeah, oh, he was. Oh, adorable. Yes.
Oh, there you go. There you go. Well, everyone's good looking in high school or college, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's still young, got that
Yes.
youngness.
Yes.
Would you still pick him after all these years?
Oh, absolutely.
And how
Yes.
long you guys been together?
We were married 57 years.
57 years. Wow. That
Yeah.
is wild. I can barely put up with any other human for 57 minutes.
We had an
uh,
exciting life. We traveled around the world and lived in Germany for a while and lived in the bush of Alaska for a while, lived
mhm.
in Boise, Idaho, lived in Texas.
Yeah. Boise, Idaho. That's kind of like living in the bush. No, I'm
Yeah,
just kidding. It used to be a real small town. I think it still kind of is.
it's a pretty
Uh,
big town.
I remember last time I visited there, I could throw a rock from one end of the airport to the other, and it's probably grown now. It's been about
Yeah, it's
20 years.
grown.
But
Yeah.
I remember the tallest building in town was 4 stories or so, or six
So,
stories, and they had 2-lane freeways everywhere. I was like, "Where's the third lane?" And yeah, but what made you decide these deeply personal letters? I mean, these are some of these can get personal.
I just felt like that they need to be shared. They were
Mm,
just so important and so loving that it was important that people I thought that people would like to read that.
yeah. It's a good example for maybe the young Gen Zers that are having trouble with
Mhm.
meeting and relationships and stuff. When you reread the letters all these years later, what surprises you most about the younger selves stuff that you were up to?
Um, I guess I was surprised at how much um, we talked to each other. We kept talking of love, and we stayed together. And we did have arguments back and
Mm.
forth, but
Ah,
we got over those and came around again and apologized for it or whatever. Um, but I think that's the main thing. Yeah.
there you go. Now, when you write text messages, they come pretty fast sometimes. Like they can, you write one and then it pops back to you. You don't have any sort of delay that kind of builds that anticipation, that love, the fondness that the heart grows when you're separated. You think that's kind of more the key to them? The wait you have to do. I mean, you have to wait for them to come through the mail,
Right.
basically, right?
Yes, and
Yeah,
sometimes it takes 3 or 4 days, 5 or 6 days.
yeah.
Yes, that's part of the whole thing is you're waiting to see what he's gonna say next, and if you said something kinda nasty in the last one, is he gonna accept that or
Ah,
mad at you, or what is he gonna say?
sometimes when you have those arguments, you're worried that maybe they're going to break up, and
Exactly.
and
Yeah.
that might be the next letter. I'm breaking up with you. Um, how did what letter in the book best captures the heart of your love story and why? Is there one that sticks out for you?
Yes, this one
Mm-hmm.
was sent from Brian to me. Came from Lawton, Oklahoma in June of 1967.
Mm-hmm.
And I'll just read part of it.
Sure.
I'd much rather be there with you, where I could share my experiences with you in person. At least I get some consolation in thinking of the day when I'll be able to spend all my time with you. Wanda, last Tuesday when I was with you, it seemed like paradise. I love to just be with you, both doing everything together, talking together about little and big things, and just sitting together on the sofa, just being with each other. It seems like the natural thing for me, and it's the way I think I'd like to spend the rest of my life. We seem like we were made to be together, in spite of certain minor differences. I realize that married life can't be contained in continual ecstasy, but whatever it is, I think I love you enough to go through it all with you, and the rough places I have to face in my own life will seem a lot smoother if you're there.
Wow. There you go. Love can't be
Love.
denied. Can't deny
No.
love. There you go. I love that. It's awesome. And I mean, in today's world with texting, sometimes they just send pictures to each other, which is, I think, not as good as writing stuff and
Right.
being able to see how people think and how they do. Did you guys write to each other after you got married?
Only if we were separated for a little while, and
Okay.
yes, he went off to the Vietnam War was going along at that time, but he didn't go to the Vietnam War. But
Mhm.
he went over to Germany, and he
Mhm.
went over there about 6 weeks before I got to come to him. So we wrote back and forth at that time, and a few other
Mhm.
times we were separated for a little while. And yes, continued to write letters.
There you go. Well, it's interesting, folks. Maybe you should write letters to yourselves, each other, if you want to have one of those long-lasting 57-year marriages. Uh, I run big dating groups, and boy, the attitudes are really different nowadays and weird. People social media has really kind of changed everything to where it's how would you describe it? It's basically, I don't know. There's a lot of people just writing to each other and just nonsense. Let's put it that way. How did distance and uncertainty test your relationship during those summers? Did it cause strife? Maybe sometimes that was one of the things I found in writing back and forth is when love is sometimes you can't be with the person. Sometimes there's a bit of, I don't know. You get angry, you get upset. You sometimes, like this isn't working. This is a, and I can't ever see the person I'm in love with. Right? It's
Right.
miserable,
They're
and
not
so
there.
sometimes you take that misery out on each other. Maybe.
Yeah. And sometimes, but during that whole time, we were debating whether we should get married. So we
Mm,
were sometimes dating somebody else and seeing, is this person better than him? Do I want
mm-hmm,
to marry this person?
mm,
So we both of us were doing that a little bit, not a whole lot.
uh-huh. How did the cultural expectations of the 1960s influence your relationship and choices?
One of the things for women was that when we're supposed to get married,
Mm-hmm,
having a career wasn't really what they were supposed to do. They were supposed to find the man that could be a breadwinner for them
mm-hmm,
and marry that guy and let him be the breadwinner and they do whatever else. So I think that's not what people are looking for today. They have more
sure.
careers, but that's what it was back then for a woman. Her job was to get married.
Yeah. Let's see. What would you hope readers feel or reflect on after finishing the book?
Say that again. What did I?
What do you hope readers feel or reflect on after
Oh,
they read the book?
yes. I hope they feel the love that we had between us and maybe remember back to their times when they were in love, or if they're still in love today, remembering that, making them understand and appreciating what love is.
Hmm. There you go. True love. If you
True
could
love.
speak to your 1966 selves, what advice would you give about love and patience?
I think I would say, um, you've you've got it. You've figured it out. Um, I'm glad you figured it out and had the patience to continued to writing the letters, continued to stay in love through the whole time.
There you go. There you go. Love.
Love.
There's hope. The one thing that's great about human beings is their adherence to hope. It's the thing that helps renew us and keep us on a vision of a positivity. So now the other book's the soldier book, and then the other book is what was the title of the other book?
3 years of teaching in the bush of Alaska.
What was that like for you guys? You guys, we've had a few people on that have done. Was it one of those Christian ministry sort of experiences, or?
No, we were both teachers, and
Okay.
we were teaching in Texas. And as I was finishing my master's degree, a woman at the placement office said, "I'll pay you double what you're getting paid in Texas if you'll come teach in the bush of Alaska with me."
Wow.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Okay.
You had me at double.
But when you get into the bush of Alaska, there are airplanes are the only way in and out, except in the summer they have boats that bring things by. But no car. There are cars in the village that drive around the small streets of the village, but there's no way to go anywhere from the village except by airplane.
Oh, wow.
It's very tight community, and trying to be part of that with my personality of being a native Texan and going up there and seeing their Eskimo way of life. And then I'm trying to teach them what we in Texas teach our people
Mhm.
is what the curriculum they give us basically.
Yeah.
And so that's a difficult, it was all an adventure, a lot of adventure to it.
Mm-hmm. Lots of adventure. There you go. So I mean, you're going from Texas, which is fairly warm, especially in the summer, to Alaska. What was it like adjusting to the coldness up there?
Cold. We, excuse me, we stopped in Seattle on the way there and got some very warm clothing,
Mm-hmm.
and wore that warm clothing as needed throughout. We went skiing a few times outside, cross-country
Oh,
skiing
there you go.
outside, and played around a little bit, but mostly you stay inside.
Mostly you stay inside where it's warm.
Yes.
Yeah. Plus, you don't want to get eaten by the lions and tigers and bears there. That's always
Oh,
a
yeah.
bad
Uh-huh.
thing. I
No
hear
lions
that.
and tigers there, a few bears.
There you go. Yeah. Well, you never know. It's the wilderness.
So this picture up here is a picture a woman painted of the two of us,
Oh,
two
really?
sets of us that she painted from some pictures we had
That's the one
taken.
behind you on the mantle there?
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go. Well, that's wonderful. Yeah. So you guys had these great experiences with your lives. You live these amazing lives. Um, and do you really feel that spending all that time writing these love letters back and forth, that kind of really cemented the bond and maybe made for a better
Absolutely.
relationship over time?
Yes, absolutely.
There you go.
I
Maybe
think
we all
that-
need to start going back to that and doing that. Maybe that's a
Yes.
good example of how to make your relationship last longer. Because people nowadays, they get together and they don't have a clue who each other are sometimes.
Yeah.
I mean, I've counseled a lot of people before and after divorce. And after divorce, you're like, you really didn't know who that person was, did you? And I remember when we were in high school, we used to write back and forth, me and my girlfriend, and we used to pour our whole soul into those letters and our love and for each other. And so yeah, it was a wild thing. And I don't know, it kept the relationship going. I think we were together for like 2.5 years or something like that, to the angst of her parents. But she was a wonderful girl, and yeah, it's interesting for me. Letters back is kind of capturing what I was writing back then, and I'm still amazed. When I wrote my book, I went back and went through all my old business writing and my early dreams and goals and what I was achieving, and going back and reading some of that stuff, it really gives me insight to what I was thinking back then, and really
Yeah.
kind of defines, I don't remember myself as well over these years, as what it was like back then. But being able to read those letters sure captures a time print of that era.
Right. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
It's very interesting to read them. So I
There you
hope people will buy the book from Amazon
Yeah.
read the book.
I don't know if anybody has a case of old text messages they can go through and look. And there's something about the tactile nature of it. Just holding the letter, seeing, we wrote, that was much harder than typing.
Yes.
I mean, you'd write these things, and sometimes you'd write something and maybe you're like, no, I'm not sending that letter. And then you rewrite it or something. Or so I remember sometimes I'd write a letter and you're like, you wrote this big letter, sometimes 3 or 4 pages. And then someone in there would be like, yeah, that'll upset her or whatever. And so instead of you couldn't just, throw away it all because you wrote like 4 pages of crap. So it won't, you're going to have to rewrite that whole thing. So sometimes I'd just really scribble out a certain part. I don't know if you guys ever did that, but I just scribble out a certain part because if I threw it all away and restarted, it was, take me an hour or something.
And if you wrote on the back of the letter, then you can't cut it apart or something because it's more on the back.
Yeah. You got the front, the back, you're writing on. Yeah. So yeah, and there were times where she'd be like, "Oh, what did you scratch out?" "Oh, I said some stupid bullshit. Just ignore it." It was weird. I can't remember if we ever got caught on our love letters in school because we'd passed them in school, but it's forbidden love, but the heart grows fonder over time. I mean, sometimes maybe that's just necessary. I think, I don't know.
I fixed this book up. There we go.
Mm-hmm.
Those 50 years ago.
And so as we go out, what do you hope people come away with when they read your books? What are your final thoughts on all that good stuff?
I hope they have joy, that book brings them joy.
There you go.
They'll go try to find some love for themselves if they haven't found it yet.
Yeah. Find the love for yourself and all that good stuff. So there you go. Well, thank you very much for coming to the show. We really appreciate it. It's been wonderful to have you and just a delight. And I should go back and read my old love letters. And maybe we need to do that in the future. Thanks, Wanda, for coming on the show.
Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
There you go. Give us your plugs, email. I think you had Facebook's, whatever social media.
Yeah. Facebook for Wanda Jennings, and my Gmail is WandaJenningsBook@gmail.com.
Mm-hmm. There you go. Well, Wanda, thanks for being on the show. Thanks for audience for tuning in. Order up her book wherever fine books are sold. Letters Telling Our Love Story, out February 3rd, 2026. Thanks for tuning in. Go to goodreads.com/Chris Voss and LinkedIn, youtube.com, and facebook.com/Chris Voss. Be good to each other. Stay safe. We'll see you guys next time.
You've been listening to the most amazing, intelligent podcast ever made to improve your brain and your life. Warning, consuming too much of the Chris Voss Show podcast can lead to people thinking you're smarter, younger, and irresistible sexy. Consume in regularly moderated amounts. Consult a doctor for any resulting brain bleed.
All right.